I'm Joseph, a founding member of P.A.N. and the P.A.N. Public Relations Director. P.A.N. Preserve America Now. Why? Our country is experiencing something at this moment that we have never experienced before in our history. An attack from within. That attack would be from the socialist, Marxist, communist agenda that is creeping across our country very rapidly, from local all the way up to the Capitol in Washington, D.C. We must, as patriots, come together to stop this spread and push it back and make sure it's never a threat on our country again. P.A.N.'s philosophy is that we can do that successfully through patriotism. That same American patriotism that broke away from a superpower in its day, Britain, to create a new nation. That same American patriotism that kept the country together during a terrible civil war. That same American patriotism that was shown throughout the world to stop Nazism, Japanese imperialism, and Italian fascism, and to this date has truly kept socialism and Marxism and communism at a standstill around the world, and has kept it in its place. We must do that now for our own country's sake, for all of our sake, for our lifestyles, for our values, our American way of life. Again, the philosophy of P.A.N. is very simple, that we have to bring back patriotism to this country. And we believe that we can do that through the education of our Constitution, those rights that were granted by God and by our founding fathers' wisdom to be created in that divinely inspired document called our sacred Constitution. Without the Constitution, there is no America, and without America, we have no life to live. Regarding the process, we must unite all patriots to come together to stop this socialist, Marxist, communism disease that's spreading across the country. We must do that through advocating the education of our sacred Constitution so that our citizens, especially our younger citizens, are aware of their rights and know how to stand up against it and push it back and see how it conflicts with our very life and our values and how it's unacceptable to free Americans. We can do this as a country, as we have survived many cataclysms in the past, and we are right now at a crossroads. We are watching playing out our sacred Constitution under attack by communism and all the events up to this point. That, again, it's a very simple point that we're watching communism versus our Constitution, and only one of them is going to win. In order for us to remain free, in order for us to remain Americans, in order for us to retain our country, the Constitution must win. But it can't win by itself. It must have defenders. It must have supporters. And it must have an educated populace who knows their rights and knows the value of their American citizen life in this country, and that up against communism, that it beats it hands down. In order for us to do this, we got to get the message out. We have to let everyday Americans like you and I know that there's something that we can do about stopping this socialist Marxist communism from destroying this country. Yes, we can. There is something that you can do. We are not helpless. And because we're not helpless, we're not hopeless. And we have, of course, divine inspiration and the will to do it. I want to thank you for looking into P.A.N. Check us out at www.panforall.org. Everything that P.A.N. ascribes to is within the context of the laws of our sacred Constitution. If it wasn't, we would be hypocrites like those others who are trying to destroy our Constitution. The very Constitution that gives them the right to think, say, decide, and do and act according to their free choice. That same Constitution they want to destroy. That same Constitution we, patriots, want to preserve and protect so that our life will never be threatened again in this country for our children, our grandchildren, and our future generations. Join with P.A.N. today. We don't need your money. We don't need a lot of time. We need your support to get the word out and to back up what P.A.N. is doing so that we can make a difference in this noble effort to preserve America now. And it has to be now. Every day, every hour, every minute that goes by, they gain ground. And they have victories by the day, by the hour, by the minute. And we must put an end to that. And we must replace it with pure American patriotism and people reconnected with their country through knowing their Constitution, through knowing their rights, knowing what their life is dependent on every day that they wake up in this country, and should be grateful on their knees that they're waking up into the greatest country, the greatest civilization that's ever been on the face of this earth in the history of mankind. Yes, we, Americans, can do something about it, and we can stop it, and we can make it happen now, because we have no choice now. We have to stop it now. Thank you for your attention to what is happening in this country and your response to it, which will definitely help change the course of the direction of this country and literally preserve your own life as an American in the greatest country on earth. Join us in the noble effort to preserve America now. America needs P.A.N., and P.A.N. needs you. We are P.A.N. We are the Constitution, people. And P.A.N. is preserving America one patriot at a time. Thank you.